This meeting is called to order. Good evening and welcome to the February 28, 2019 meeting of the Southeast Elko Board of School Directors. May we stand for a salute of the flag and moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dr. Scott, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Forbes,
Present.
Mrs. Gallagher,
Present.
Mr. McBride,
Excuse.
Ms. Monroe,
Present.
Ms. Peter Coe,
Present.
Dr. Wilson,
Here.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Present.
Ms. Robinson,
Here.
Ms. Phillips,
Here.
Dr. Butts,
Present.
Mr. George for Mr. DiOrio,
Present.
Mrs. Irons,
Present.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Present. Thank you. We will now have a presentation from the Academy Park High School.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
If I could have members of Rising Scholars ASA and Mr. Gretel, please come on up. Yes. We have a computer PowerPoint presentation as well. Yes. For now, we'll just stand. Mr. Gretel, so the computer can read up and we're ready to go.
It's a presentation. You know what? Yeah, let me move back. Back it up.
So are you starting the computer presentation right away, or?
Yes.
Okay. It will take a minute or two to, is it up on that screen?
Not yet.
Okay, it will take a minute or two.
Okay. It's up now.
To show up.
All right, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Mr. Robinson, and to my left is Mr. Greto. He's the advisor of the Rising Scholars Program, and behind me we have several members of the Rising Scholars Program, and some of our members of the Rising Scholars Program are also members of ASA, which is the African Student Association, so we're going to be presenting information about the Rising Scholars Program and the African Student Association as well. Starting off with the Rising Scholars Program, Rising Scholars was started by my predecessor, Dr. Small, and we are now in our since 2010, 8th year of the Rising Scholars Program. As a graduate from high school, I don't call the exact year that Dr. Small graduated from high school, but he took notice that the valedictorian and salutatorian of his graduating class, they were very capable academically, but unfortunately were not provided with information in regards to the resources, financial aid, filling out college applications. And from there, he thought of the idea of a lot of our students within the school district. Yes, we have a guidance department, but why not give them additional information and resources geared towards preparing them for college, and also putting them in the best position as students in high school to aim for their best, shoot for their best, to give them additional support on the weekends. Rising Scholars Program is a program in which the students give up their time on the weekends. They report to the high school at 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock, twice a month. And in addition to that, there are times when we need them for different activities and services, and our young folks always step up to the plate and get the job done. I could go on speaking more about the Rising Scholars Program, but it's not about myself. I want you to hear about this man from my left. He's an awesome advisor, makes my job very easy and simple. I'm going to hand over to Dr. Well, maybe soon to be one day, Mr. Greto.
How you guys doing? I'm Mr. Greto. So, I'm not a doctor yet, but give me like 3 months and I'll have my master's degree. So that's always nice. Master's education. Working on it. All right. So I've been part of Rising Scholars for about 4 years now. Should I talk into the mic? Okay. I got you. I see him slowly. You're coming over. Almost. The cord's just long enough. Maybe. I've been with the program for 4 years now, and I've been the advisor for the past 2 years. This is my second year advising, and I've been helping out and volunteering at the summer camp since 4 years ago. I started working with the program with Dr. Small in about its third year. We actually have one of the original members of Rising Scholars here today from the very first year, Miss Asia Braxton. I know her there. She was one of the students from the original class, so pretty cool. Rising Scholars, I feel like, is an extremely important program at the school. It's kind of like an upward bound program. I have our mission posted on the board right now. It's to build a supportive network, so we're trying to build a community of learners together and help kids succeed in their current classes and build better habits for the future. So I do a lot with like mentoring students with how to interact with their teachers properly, how to prepare themselves for classes, and how to start thinking in like 9th, 10th, and 11th grade about what they're going to do to be successful in the future. We're going to have a lot of the students talk about the stuff, but I would just want to show you, this is the main aspects of the Rising Scholars. Our goal is to build a community of learners, and we do these 6 different things to kind of give students as many opportunities as possible to succeed. Mr. Robinson mentioned the Saturday meetings, so we meet every other Saturday, about 14 times throughout the year, and that's basic SAT prep, finance readiness, different counseling on a variety of topics. Mr. Marshall, who is the outside company that educational standards that helps grow Rising Scholars and brings like the mentors and stuff forward, has a lot of professionals in different variety of places that come and help us and educate the students on a variety of topics. So we have those weekly programs. We have bi-weekly programs. We have weekly tutoring hours after school. Every Thursday, there's like 2-3 hours the students are able to come by, get help tutoring, and a good amount of kids show up. It's really great. We do college visits throughout the year, and we do leadership opportunities throughout the year. We are connected with the educational standards company, and he does his own like overseas trips, so the kids are able to get access to that. And he typically runs scholarships that help Rising Scholars go for free or half price, which is really nice. And we do leadership retreats. So those are like the main aspects of Rising Scholars. Today we want to have some Rising Scholars talk about different things that they found important to themselves and why they feel like Rising Scholars benefits them so much. So we're going to have a couple different kids come up and talk. Let's start out with the bi-weekly Saturday program. Is that Janir? Here to talk. So, Here. Let's go. So you just want to stand here and talk, and I'll move this guy.
Hi, my name is Janir Thomas, sophomore at Academy Park High School. As you know, we come bi-weekly every Saturday. We come every Saturday. Basically it's a fun place to be. You know, it gives us lots of opportunities, and it basically prepares us for the future, because we are the future.
You like to put in new positions. Go.
It gives us opportunity. Basically,
So why do you feel like it helps you be successful?
it helps. It's helps. We surround ourselves by intelligent students. Every 2 weeks, it's great because what you are around is what you will become, and it affects the person that you will be, and that's great. That's a great thing, being around intelligent people. I like to stress that a lot.
It's also really good to have those
Yeah.
professional instructors and
Yeah.
individuals like that.
Yes.
Thank you, Janine.
Sorry.
I'm going to have Miss Sierra Coleman come up to talk about some of the opportunities that Rising Scholars has given her.
Hi, my name's Sierra Coleman. I am also a sophomore at Academy Park High School. I joined RS last year when I was a freshman, so ninth grade, so this is going to be my second year. I'm here to talk about how RS has improved my life with one of the things, as you can see on the slide, which is Khan Academy. I am a person who very much struggles with math. It's very hard for me to just do because it's just a lot of problems and it's hard for me to understand. And no teachers had ever really told me what I could really do to improve my math skills. So when I started Rising Scholars last year, they told me do Khan Academy because it will help you. It'll give you mastery skills and other stuff and sections that you can work on to improve on different math skills that you do need help with. So Khan Academy is one of the ways that it has improved my life with math. It's given me opportunities, just not Khan Academy itself, but Rising Scholars as a whole. It has given me many opportunities, one of them including Khan Academy. Another one, which I would have to say is just they just give you more opportunities. When you're at RS, it's they give you these opportunities. It's not I want to do this, but I don't know how. No, Rising Scholars, we are a family, we are here for each other, and these are the opportunities they lay out for you so you can have a better future and just prepare yourself in a much better way. And that's how it has improved my life. It's just given me so much more that I can look forward to. It's preparing me so much more than I probably would have I wouldn't be if I didn't have a program like this to help me out. And it's just it's given me this unity, and it's an amazing way to get opportunities you probably wouldn't get if you didn't have to look out for them yourself. All of these teachers are here for you. They come on Saturdays for you. They take time out of your day, and they want to see you grow and be better and improve. And that's how it has really helped my life, not just the opportunities, but the people we get to see come through who support us and want us to do good and be better people. And it's an amazing opportunity with amazing people and just amazing ethics. That's how it has improved my life. Thank you.
All right, one of my favorite things about the program is, and actually how I got started with the program, is the summer retreat. So they do anywhere between 5 to 7 days at a different college where we try to simulate college life and do classes. Kids pick majors and minors. We're gonna have a couple kids talk about that now. It's gonna be Jasha and Haley. Are gonna come up and talk a little about that and how that affected them this summer.
Hello, I'm Jasha Wootson. I am in 10th grade, and this is my second year at the program.
I'm Haley Keener. I'm in 10th grade as well. And this is my second year in the program.
This summer, I went on the first summer trip last summer of 2018. When I went there, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but when I did get there, you were instantly greeted with open arms and very welcoming. It's a very warm environment. You have people who are authors and have their own businesses and people that are really thriving to show you great opportunities. And it's a great opportunity to learn things like ASL, which I was a part of. You learn how to run your own business, and you learn great personal skills that you need to go and thrive on. You also get to, you get to live in a dormitory. You get to rotate like you were in college, and you eat the college food, and you talk to instructors, and you see college life firsthand. And I feel like that's very helpful, especially to people where you may not have the opportunity to go to a college. And it's very opening and welcoming. In the majors and minors, you learn great things. I was in a class to learn how to boost your self-esteem and show how you show your own image and portray yourself to other people. And it was a great opportunity for me to understand how other things worked. And you have a talent show, and people get to see your talents, and you get to broadcast who you are as a person. And they make you break out of your shell like you would have to do in a workforce area. And so it's very great to see all the opportunities that they give to you for free, mind you. People came here and we had a chef cook for us. It was insane. We got free food. And there's people that come to the dorms, and we have little fun clubs, and we had a free movie night. And it's just so many loving and caring people that really want to give you the best. And so, yeah.
When I went to the summer program over the summer, I took an interpersonal skills class and an ASL class. And without the interpersonal skills class, I probably wouldn't have been able to do something like this and come up here and talk in front of this many people. And doing the ASL class made me realize that I want to learn more languages, and I want to learn as many
Oh, ASL is American Sign Language, if you don't know. And that class made me realize that I want to learn like as many languages as I can and learn like more about the deaf community, what they've been through. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are we supposed to sign?
Do you want to teach them that one sign?
Oh, well,
Sorry.
we can show you guys how we learn how to say like our name. So, like you can go like I am, as in like your whole person, or my.
My name, and then you would have to finger spell it.
So my name would be Jaeesha.
My name is Haleigh.
A couple cool things about that ASL session this summer. We actually started a club at the school, or the Rising Scholars started a club at the school this year for American Sign Language for the kids to learn and interact with that. So it's one of those things that grew really well. It's nice. One of the things they mentioned today was the partnerships with the community and the free movie day they mentioned. Pull that up. We've actually been really lucky this year. The sorority Delta Sigma Theta, the Chester alumni chapter, and Senator Anthony Hardy Williams has been partnering with us a good amount this summer, or this year. And they've given us two great opportunities this year. One was they provided 100 tickets to the movie The Hate U Give when it came out. So we got to see it fairly early. Big group, all 100 Rising Scholars went there. That was a lot of fun. And then on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, they actually came and did a session for job readiness, interviews, and things like that. So it's very good to see that part of the community coming out and helping out the Rising Scholars, and us representing Academy Park and able to use that information. Another great thing about Rising Scholars is the leadership opportunities. These are usually smaller groups, usually 10 to 20 students. We're able to bring different conferences and things each year. We went to the Delaware Valley Student Achievement Consortium for high school leadership this year, and we have a couple students that went there that are already here. Sierra already talked. Now Kathleen Lack is going to talk a little bit about that and how Rising Scholars has helped her.
Hello. Hi. Hello, my name's Kathleen Lack. I am a sophomore at Academy Park High School, and I'm also part of Rising Scholars. Later in December, I believe, we were able to go to University of Pennsylvania to attend this leadership program. And throughout that, I was able to find myself. So before high school and Rising Scholars, I was mainly based on what other people thought of me. And through this program, basically, I was able to find myself and how I want to present myself to other people. And throughout this leadership program, I was able to help myself with that too. So, thank you. That's all.
All right. And the last person talking today is going to be Joshua Mitchell. He just joined. Wait, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. All right, the second to the last person to talk is going to be Enoch Watson. All right, come on down, Enoch. All right.
Hi everyone. My name is Enoch Watson. I'm an 11th grader in Academy Park High School. There it is. What Rising Scholars done for me, or all of us, Rising Scholars brought us all together as a family. Like even from day one, like I started Rising Scholars last year, and when I went there, I realized that they brought us all together, as a family in school, outside of school, and in Rising Scholars. They brought us together in like many different ways. Like we all encourage each other, help each other, and like usually like when you first meet somebody in school, like you would say what's up to them or something like that, and you wouldn't talk to them that much after that. But after meeting each other in Rising Scholars, we see each other every day, and like we talk to each other every day, and that like this is bringing us close together. So yeah, thank you.
When I said second to last, I meant third to last Rising Scholar talk. There, a couple other people came last minute and wanted to join in. So we have Brian Daniels over here going to talk about his personal experiences with Rising Scholars.
Hi, my name is Brian Daniels. I'm a current 11th grader at Academy Park High School, and I'm here to talk about my personal experience, how Rising Scholars helped change me as a person. All right, so my ninth grade year, I wanted to say I started off on the wrong track, you know, like getting into trouble, grades not being that good, not really making an effort in school. And my mom put me in the Rising Scholars program. She said, "You won't care about school one day, and I need you to have opportunities and know what you want to do and be successful when you grow up as a man." So me personally, Rising Scholars has been like a mentorship as well as guidance on road to success on careers or anything that I want to do. They're supportive. They influence me to, you know, go to college and figure out what I want to do in the world and help, you know, give back and be a leader and always, you know, I'm a little nervous. But yeah, basically, Rising Scholars has helped me in many aspects as far as like school, working on me, you know, giving me tutorship and advice for school period, giving me a schedule, helping me get things done that I need to get done that I would struggle doing on my own. So yeah, that's what I want to say. Thank you all for your time.
All right. So last up is going to be one of our newest Rising Scholars members. almost, right? All right. Definitely last one. Okay, yeah. Last one is going to be one of our newest Rising Scholars members. He's only actually been a member for about 2 months, so he's going to talk about how, like, why he wanted to join the program and what he's heard about it already. Yeah, it's you, man. Joshua Mitchell.
Hello, I'm Joshua Mitchell. I am currently a 10th grader, and why you should join Rising Scholars is because it gives you opportunities that you haven't had before. And it opens your eyes to certain things that you take for granted, like little stuff. It makes you realize little can go a long way. And it may seem as though it's weighed out of proportion a little bit, going way further than you think. But when you really open your eyes to stuff that you wouldn't think about on your average day, then you realize that a lot can happen for you. And with Rising Scholars, it prepares you for that lot. That rainy day where you're in trouble, you can't pay the bills, or you don't know where the check is coming from. Rising Scholars in your high school year prepares you for times like that to come, or for times that get hard, or when you need a business opportunity, or you're running your own business and you need an opportunity or somebody to fund your business. It teaches you how to get those fundings and how to drive for that and how to chase that. And it opens your eyes to stuff that you would take advantage of. And instead of sitting in a house on a Saturday morning, like what are half y'all kids doing on a Saturday morning? Most likely lying around in some shorts or pajamas, watching TV, eating a bowl of cereal, lying around on the couch. Am I right or am I right? And because I know that's what I do. And those Saturday mornings, it makes you want to like get up and actually get out, because it's not just somebody coming in to lecture you about do this in life. If you don't, you're going to fail. No, it's actually hands-on experience and people who have actually been in our seats and people who have actually been in our footsteps and have walked that road. And they're telling us from past experience and present experience that stuff like that we can get through, and we can build ourselves as a team, and we can better ourselves from this. So in my eyes, Rising Scholars opens up a lot of doors for you and opens up a lot of opportunities.
It's kind of nice being part of the Rising Scholars because you really do feel like it's a community aspect in the school. Like you're part of like a big system with all the school, the administrators, and the school board helping each other out to make the world a little better place, and prepare each other for the future. It's also nice knowing all your students before they get to 11th grade honors chemistry. So it's like, oh, hey, I recognize all you guys. All right. So that's everything for Rising Scholars today, unless you guys have any questions for us or anything else you want to know. So we have about 200 students in it, but most of the time it's like anywhere between 70 and 100 on the Saturdays. 70 and 100, yeah. And to be eligible for any of the trips or the activities, they have to at least have 50% attendance. So for the 4 hours.
Our philosophy is once a rising scholar, always a rising scholar, and sometimes students may drift away, but we always make sure the doors are open for when they're ready to come back to either become back on track and they just so happen to fall off of the track.
Any other questions? All right, we're going to pass it off to the ASA. So have your administrators come up.
Hey, y'all. No. Good evening, everyone. I am Krema Mansale, or is spoken in my native language of Madingo. Anisoman tole karama masale.
And hello, I am Princess Wiley, or is spoken in my native language of Tree. Wadinde say, I'm sorry, Wadinde say, Midinde Princess. And we are the presidents of the African Students Association. Our association's formation was in November of 2017 and came to be because our founders, class of 2018 treasurer Zainab Kamara, and National Honor Society member Eniolai Ajaboy realized there was a disconnect in the African community in our school and wanted to bring change. This disconnect was very troubling to them because the African community was so deeply integrated in the high school experience of Academy Park students, so they took action. What was their action, you may ask? The foundation and creation of the African Students Association.
The African Students Association, also known as the ASA, for the cool kids, is an organization at Academy Park High School, that's us, whose larger initiative runs parallel with other African culture organizations around the world, and said initiative is to spread knowledge and promote African culture to the community and the individual.
The ASA holds its meeting to provide a sense of community between students to break down barriers within and outside of the African community, along with bringing African, diaspora, and non-African students together through the education of their shared culture.
In celebration of this shared culture, we held our second annual For the Culture program this afternoon at 1 p.m., and it was a smashing success. As pictured above, you see Princess and myself doing a Liberian dance known as a shaku, and we were killing it. Also pictured is our other presidents, Angel Mose, Brenda Gordon, and Catherine Saleh. We showcase the 5 regions of Africa, North, South, East, West, and Central, along with 2 modeling sections, a cultural dance, and one of diaspora, to highlight the African and Afrocentric designers in 2019.
The ASA would like to become an official club as opposed to being an auxiliary club if board sanctioned in order to hold fundraisers and go on a trip. We would like to teach through taste a food fundraiser in which different regions showcase their cuisine, make and sell ASA t-shirts, hold a pay to enter showcase next year. Our plans for these funds would be a trip to the National African American History Museum to learn about African history and its integration into American culture, and donations to the UN and NGOs that are helping third world and underprivileged who lack access to things like food, shelter, clothing, and education.
We currently have an auxiliary club sponsor, our very own Mr. Jones, who is ready and able to take on this responsibility, and we hope we can get our club official as soon as possible.
In drawing things to a close, we are just African teens with a dream. We want to make our community a better place by sharing what our culture has to offer and give back to that community in the process.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yes. Hi, friend.
Hey, Ms. Monroe, how you doing?
I'm greeting you. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. You're an auxiliary currently,
Yes.
and how do you become a full-fledged organization again?
Ms. Robson?
I didn't hear what you said. That's why I was.
Oh, yes. We want to become an auxiliary club, and we want.
No, you want to not become an auxiliary club.
No.
You want to become a full club. Yes.
Ms. Robson?
Students will need to write a letter expressing their interest, have students write a petition, build up a certain amount of numbers, present it to me, applications involved in the process as well. Be able to our jewelry club to official school.
Friend, you got that?
What the tall guy said.
Okay, just want to make sure. So again, the process that Mr. Robinson just told you.
Yes.
So,
We gonna get it. We gonna get it.
No, you're fine.
no,
No, no question, just.
No question, I was telling my good friend, our good friend over there.
Work
that-
with the students on the process and the system. The board members have always been willing to listen and hear what the needs are, what students want to do. And so we can definitely hear that. If we're looking for a supplemental moving toward next year, an official sanctioning, over the next month or two, we need to have that squared away so that we can then consider it. Any additional supplemental has to be considered by the board, as you're aware. So.
If I could just say something at this point. I think it was about a year ago, I went to Academy Park for the Rising Scholars Saturday classes, and I was overwhelmed. I mean, what were being taught in the classes, how all of the students joined in and were so active and so well-knowledged on what was being presented to them. You all carried yourselves like ladies and gentlemen. And that made me feel very, very good about myself. And I was proud of Academy Park for allowing this type and everyone for this type of class to be presented to our children. And I know that in the future it will even be better because of you, because the foundation has been set, and from once the foundation is put into place, everything else just falls and it becomes a better and better and better and better and better. And I want to thank each of you for wanting to take out the time on a Saturday or any other time during the week to gather together to make your future a better future so that you will be a better student in college and get a better job once you graduate. So I'm proud of all of you, and I thank you very much for coming this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Sorry. Madam President, may I comment?
Certainly.
Okay. So Enoch Watson is my second child in Rising Scholars. And I would like to just note that every single day it is pretty much difficult to get him up. But on Rising Scholars Saturdays, I do not have to get up my son. He is up and he is out and excited about everything that he has that you guys have before them. So that is definitely a testament to the program.
Josh. Thank you.
Joshua is also my child.
Speaking of Joshua, he wants to make a bid to the school board. Joshua, make it quick, get straight to the point, please.
I would also like to bring to your attention that me and my superior, Enoch Watson here, we are also trying to start a boys lacrosse team. Now, think of it as this. You have a girls lacrosse team, and you have a boys soccer team. You have a girls soccer team. You have a girls lacrosse team, but not a boys. Now, there may not be many boys who want to play, but think about the boys who want to get out there and try something new and express themselves in different ways. And lacrosse gives you that opportunity because it's different and it's not your average sport. It's something that you can get out there and get hands-on with and become better as a person because you're not just doing stuff recklessly. You have to think, and it makes you use things and tools that you haven't used before, and it unlocks certain things, if you understand what I mean, unlocks certain things in your head to process things better. And I just let this sink in. If you want to better yourself from something, why not get out there and try something new?
Thank you. Folks, it's real simple. When it comes to Rising Scholars and ASA, when we show up, we really do show out. And this is what I mean by this. Check. 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 Okay, we just have a way of communicating with each other and understanding each other, and we are extremely focused. I couldn't be more proud of the individuals behind me, no matter whether it's, hey, I need this front. If you've been to the front lobby of the high school, you can see this decorated for Black History Month. And I'll say, hey, Rising Scholars, today, sorry I didn't let you know about this our last session, but I need this hallway taken care of right away. Let's decorate the hallways. Job done. When we go to the University of Pennsylvania, whether it's any campus that we visit, whether it's the summer tour or the college visits during the school year, always get compliments from our guests or wherever we go, and they say, hey, you have an awesome group of kids, and just that's to the testament of the leadership of Mr. Greto and also the leadership from our students. So extremely proud of you. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for always showing up and showing out. Thank you. Thank you to the members of the board and everyone here for having us here and being able to show what Academy Park is all about rather than what some people may assume at times. Thank you.
Dr. Robinson. Dr. Robinson. Dr.
Almost there as well, working on that dissertation.
Okay.
We're
All right.
still working on that. You are completing. We have all the witnesses here
Yes.
now. So just a little pressure.
Well, the pressure is on. Adding a new family member, I want to make sure I knocked it out.
Okay.
And
You and
make
Mr.
sure we
Wilson.
do it. Yes, yes.
Yes.
You too,
Okay.
Mr. Wilson.
Sorry.
I understand with Josh's request for the new team for the boys at Academy Park, maybe they can get together and get all the details which is pertaining to that particular sport, how much the equipment costs, the uniforms, and everything, and bring it back to the board so that we can discuss it.
Right. And a similar process of information
And also back to the
communicated to the athletic
superintendent.
director, and we can get going in that direction.
Right, okay, thank you.
We actually do have that stuff planned out. I actually want to start a GoFundMe to get that stuff together. And we're actually making a petition now, so anybody that's watching at home and who goes to Academy Park High School, any boys out there who want to play boys lacrosse, please get in contact with me or Enoch Watson. It would be much appreciated. So we are actually working on that right now.
Okay, thank you. Students, I know you want to stay until the end of this meeting, but since you're rising scholars, you have to go home and do your homework to keep those A's on your report card. Okay, now we're here sometime to 9:30 at night, and that means you still have homework to do and turn in tomorrow. My comments I will make later on during the board meeting. Please note that persons wishing to address the board must be a resident or an employee of the district. Provide their name and address and complete the yellow card which is located in the back of the room. Do our student board representatives have a report?
Yes. Good evening, members of the School Board of Directors, administrators, teachers, students, and community members. Here are your Academy Park High School announcements.
Eighth grade students from all 4 elementary schools began the transition process to high school at APHS. The cheerleaders and members of the school band performed and demonstrated school spirit, welcoming the future members of Knight Nation. The 8th graders participated in an assembly and toured the school building. They had the opportunity to meet APHS faculty staff members too.
In addition to instruction and activity in the classroom setting, the following are school-wide activities that have been facilitated in celebrating Black History Month. On February 1st, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Poetry Slam was facilitated at Academy Park. Daily Nightline News announcements of the Black History Month trivia questions for the school-wide and third block have been going on, and it was a contest, and it highlighted the achievements of many different African-American historical figures. School spirit decor in the front lobby hallway of Academy Park has been celebrating and recognizing significant people, places, and events of African Americans and people of African descent. And today, as you saw here, the ASA, African Student Association, facilitated and hosted the 2nd annual For the Culture Show. The ASA Club promotes and celebrates African culture. The event is a showcase of fashion, music, dance, and dialect that shines positively on the African culture. Congratulations to Mr. Jones and the ASA on the 2nd annual For the Culture Showcase.
APHS teachers are available Monday through Thursday for tutoring from 2:15 to 2:55 throughout the school year. In addition, the National Honor Society provides tutoring and homework help every Tuesday after school until 3 in Miss Ryder's room. On February 6th, APHS students had the opportunity to attend a show at the Academy of Music. One student, Cremo Mansaway, had the opportunity to go backstage and meet the leading cast members. On February 7th, both course selection night and back to school night were facilitated at APHS. Parents and guardians were provided with information for the course selection process and their child's continued schedule or new second semester courses.
On February 8th, Poetic 101 kicked off the 2019 season at the Free Library of Philadelphia. Poetic 101 showcased 4 new poets, Leah Harvey, Robert Pender, Princess Worley, and Mariah Al-Hanif. The poets were incredible and amazing, and on February 22nd, Poetic 101, we earned our first victory of the season, and congratulations to our team, and I wanted to shout out all the poets who went. Shaira Whites, Princess Worley, and Sanaya Monroe, they opened strong in the first round. Samir Blackwell and myself took the second round, and Deidre Senesi and Miatu Korma dominated in the third round.
On February 13th, APHS students were recognized for earning honor roll status for the second marking period. On February 15th, 25 Academy Park students participated in the pilot program sponsored by the American Orchid Society and the Pennsylvania Horticulture Society. Students from the Gifted and Life Skills programs were entered in the Junior Flower Show. On February 24th, the annual What's Your Passion Festival was once again a powerful showcase of the magnificent and amazing talent from SE Delco. Thank you to the various alumni for their support and commitment to give back to their alma mater and their school community. And thank you to Ms. Ryder, the APHS alumni, the staff and student volunteers for volunteering their time over for this event.
Junior prom tickets will be on sale from March 4th to April 19th in the library and room 245. Tickets are $65 per person, cash only. The junior prom will be held on April 26th at 7 p.m. Students participating in the Million World Challenge should fill out their record sheets with any books read from September until now by this Wednesday, February 27th, for a chance to win a $25 Visa gift card. They can be turned into Ms. Kluza, and extra sheets are available in the library. The winner will be announced on Friday, March 1st. And students, do you find that you're good at winning arguments? Well, if so, there's a new debate team here at Academy Park, and it's looking for members. If you are interested, meetings will be held in room 143 after school on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
On February 8th, the Fairy Godmother Night event was facilitated at APHS. 35 fabulous women, aka the Fairy Godmothers, and Bijou Bridal in Ardmore, PA, pulled off an absolutely amazing event. APHS couldn't thank the Fairy Godmothers enough. 40 makeup gift bags, 172 dresses, 53 pairs of shoes, 34 purses, 109 jewelry items, 6 prom tickets, DSW, and Ulta gift cards were all absolutely free. The smiles, hugs, pure happiness, and sincere appreciation from our girls and their families made every second of this worth it. Thank you to Ms. Crossman and Ms. McCulley for planning and organizing this event, as well as all who volunteered their time and services.
Anna Conrad has been selected to receive the Widener University High School Leadership Award. As a recipient, Anna will receive a $20,000 scholarship to Widener University over 4 years and an Apogee Scholarship should she enroll at Widener. This award program is designed to recognize high school students in the region who have stood up for what is right, found a way to address a wrong, or have made a difference in a significant way. Anna certainly has demonstrated these qualities, reflecting Widener's long-standing commitment to inspiring and developing leaders to effect positive change. Anna was recognized today at a breakfast at the National Convention Center. She will also spend a day in the fall at Widener University and will prepare in a leadership workshop.
On February 6, Jennifer Frederick from Fox 29 visited the APHS Nightline News station. The Nightline newscasts and the tech department team were interviewed live on air on the Good Morning Philadelphia show. Samir Blackwell and I were finalists in the PennDOT Challenge contest. The contestants were challenged to identify solutions according to the following. Every day, construction workers on Pennsylvania roadways face a dangerous threat in work zones. Despite increased enforcement efforts, work zone signage placed miles in advance and smartphone alerts, drivers continue to commit traffic violations in work zones, which sometimes leads to crashes and other dangerous life-threatening situations, or tragically, someone being killed. The student challenge was, aside from laws and educational campaigns, what cost-effective, innovative solution can be developed in the next 5 to 10 years to get drivers to slow down in work zones?
And this concludes your Academy Park High School announcements.
Thank you, young ladies. And also, as I said to the Rising Scholars, which probably are you also, if you would like to leave now, you can, or you can stay.
Wait, you were just saying like that whole thing about the driving and stuff, so what did you guys come up with?
So radar came out. Tom Wolf signed this new legislature where radar will be administered in work zones. And it also, in the third year of its institution, it will have a new highway safety program that will be able to fund an app that partners PennDOT with local businesses, so that basically if you drive reasonably below the speed limit, you would sort of get points or discounts with local. Yeah. We were trying to find something that wasn't like scariness. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, young ladies.
Okay, see you later.
Okay. Dr. Butch, do you have a superintendent's report?
Yes, I just want to highlight a couple items. The artwork in the boardroom is from Academy Park students. So please take a little time after the meeting to look at it. It's quite impressive, much more advanced than I could ever do when I was in high school, so I'm always impressed. Next month of March and April, our grades 1 through 8 schools will be on display, so we'll have it changed for next time. I do want to highlight a couple grants that we either have received or are in the process of submitting. We received a PA Smart grant for a couple of our schools. The two of our grade 1 through 8 buildings plus the high school received $35,000 for purchasing and training of staff in terms of technology, in terms of app creation and coding. So that was part of the state's initiative there. We were one of a number of school districts across the state that got $35,000 to improve our technology offerings. So that's one grant. We also just completed a school safety grant. We are requesting from the state some of the school safety funding, but we did recognize that due to the great need in the areas of school safety, our grant proposal was substantially reduced this time compared to previously. We submitted a proposal for $800,000 earlier this year, and the state received roughly $331 million of proposals for what amounted to $40 million in funding. So all the school districts and charter schools were told to revisit their grants and only submit what they truly needed. Well, my judgment was we needed everything, but we did scale our grant back to around $170,000 is what we submitted. So we are optimistic that upon the state review, we will get notification in a positive way on that. Notification won't come out until the beginning of May. So the grant, in effect, is actually a grant for next year. So that's something we're looking forward to. We also are in the process of submitting a 21st Century Community Learning Center grant. That notification, that grant has to be completed in the next couple of days. We will be submitting it for right around $400,000 a year. And it's for the next 4 years, I believe, 4 or 5 years. That notification, we do have a current 21st Century Community Learning grant that funds after-school programs at our grades 1 through 8 buildings. The grant we're submitting is to expand upon that program and also offer a program at the high school for 9th and 10th grade students. So that's some of the grant work that is happening. The final thing I want to report on is actually an action item. Under new business, we are recommending to the board that they adopt a resolution urging the General Assembly to adequately invest in public schools and our students. And I'm going to read some of it so everybody is aware of what we are requesting. Whereas Pennsylvania, more than 1.7 million public school students deserve the highest quality education. The state's public schools work best when they have the resources to give all students the opportunities they need to succeed. And whereas Pennsylvania ranks 46th among the 50 states in the amount of state subsidies allotted to support elementary and secondary education, among the lowest in the nation, with state share of public education funding at 38%. And Pennsylvania has the widest funding gap between the wealthy school districts and the poor school districts of any state in the country. Whereas the state has failed to keep pace with the rising cost of mandated special education services, which has increased by $1.6 billion over the last decade, even as the state's share of the cost has fallen from 36% of the cost down to 25% of the cost. Whereas the state has failed to keep pace with the cost of providing career and technical education to students, allowing its share of career and technical education funding to fall to 8%, leaving school districts paying over 90% of the cost for career and technical education. For Southeast Delco, that amounts to over $1 million worth of funding in career and technical education for 100 students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Southeast Delco School District urges the General Assembly to take legislative action for public education by increasing basic education funding through the state's fair funding formula, ensuring sufficient resources for special education, career technical education, and generating the necessary revenues through sustainable reoccurring funding sources. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be submitted to the elected senators and representatives of Southeast Delco School District in the General Assembly and to the Governor of Pennsylvania. I urge the board to adopt this resolution if we would receive our share of the state funding based off of the funding formula that was adopted by the state. We would see an additional $20 million in funding. That would take, our current budget is around $82 million. So we're looking significant additional funding that the state owes us to provide a quality education to our students. I do urge the board to adopt that resolution so that we can get that to our legislators and elected officials. Thank you very much, Madam President. That is my report.
Thank you, Dr. Butts. Motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 24, 2019, reconvened January 30, 2019 regular board business meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the bills? Ms. Gallagher?
Madam, Madam President, yes. First of all, I wanted to, as a board member, and I am just, I'm delighted with Dr. Butts' sharing all about the finances, the grants, et cetera, and about the resolution to our legislators and senators, state reps and senators. Being on the Finance Committee really touches my heart. Makes me feel wonderful. We really do need that, and we need to be treated fairly, and all the school districts throughout the state need to be treated fairly. But I read that resolution. I didn't realize that Pennsylvania was in such sad shape of not funding school districts. So thank you so much for reading the whole resolution. One of the things that I wanted to okay, here we go with the cyber school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are only 5 cyber schools on here. Aurora, Insight, PA Cyber, Pennsylvania Virtual Charter, Reach Cyber, and PA Cyber Business. And the grand total of the tuitions that we're paying just to those 5 schools just this month is $400,000, $400,142 and some odd cents. That's another thing that we need to go to our legislators and have them do that legislation over as to why all the school districts, not just us, have to foot bills like that when our students could use that money. And then there's the regular, now that's cyber. Cyber school, in my estimation, is here I have my computer and I have a program that comes. And if I am a student who really wants to learn, I will learn, okay? No matter how much it costs. But if I am a student who doesn't know how to do this, and I have a parent who doesn't know how to do this, it just seems to me a waste of money, and we can't prove that. We can't prove that there's a student sitting in front of a computer like this with a parent who really wants that child to learn. There's no way that we can find out if those children are really learning. It's ridiculous. Legislators got to do something about this. Then we have just the regular charter schools. And the regular charter schools, one on page 529 is called Vision Academy. They sent us a bill for $175,233 and some odd cents for whatever amount of students are going to their charter school. I don't even know where Vision Academy is.
It's in William Penn School District. Unfortunately, they
Wow.
have purchased.
Next to ours.
Yes, so it was denied initially, I believe, by William Penn School District, appealed and was approved through an appeal process by the state. Not
Yes.
positive on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it took place. And was that a shaking of the head? Yes. So Dr. Scott believes that recollection is correct.
William Penn School District,
Is
okay.
we have a number of students that attend there, but that was a appeal process. William Penn, as I indicated, initially denied, and then the state required, approved their application, in effect denying the board the
state-
right to
The
deny.
state okayed it?
I believe so.
Amen. All righty. Now, I had a question about Achievement House. I think it's on page 517. Now, I think in November, there was a West Philadelphia Achievement House, and for some reason, we denied them a payment. But then this month, this is just called Achievement House. I don't know if it's the same or not. We have a bill for $9,891 and some odd cents. Could we check and find out if West Philadelphia Achievement is the same thing as Achievement House? And would you know that?
Yes, off the top of the head, West Philadelphia Achievement Charter School is a separate entity to Achievement House Charter
Okay.
School, two separate entities. We do have two bills on the bill list. One is Achievement House Charter School, and that cost is, as you indicated, $9,891.
Right.
The Achievement House, West Philadelphia Achievement Charter School is
okay.
on page 530, and we have a bill for them of $7,449.
Okay.
So we have a number of students in both.
Okay.
By state law and regulation, students from our district are supposed to be considered after the students from the district that the
I know
charter
that.
school resides in. Having said that, we tend to have a number of students that get admitted to a charter school while they're residing in Philadelphia school system and then move into our district, and then they can continue in the charter school. There also are some parameters for individuals who are working for charter schools. Often charter schools have something in their bylaws that allow for individuals that have a parent or a guardian working for the school for them to go to the school. And so that does happen in some cases. And then high school charter schools, sometimes there are openings. So we have a number of students at Boys Latin. They have openings traditionally, and so does Philadelphia Architect School of Architect and Design or something like that. So they also tend to have openings. So
Okay, thank you. That's about all I have to say about charter schools. But the Delaware County Intermediate Unit, on page 520, says that we're paying a part of, or portion of renting some building or buildings for $650,000, $650,906 and some odd cents. On page 520, Delaware County Intermediate Unit, they I thought they owned the building.
No, some of the stuff on there says professional educational
Well,
services.
yeah, but that's for,
But that-
283,528, that's for that part. But this is 650,000.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The first line says professional educational service for $4,814.95, which is that total of $650,000.
Okay, so, Ms. Monroe, in terms of what you're referring to is correct. The,
Right, so
building-
that's what I'm saying, like, I don't want us to say that
Right,
we're
the bu-
paying the DCIU $650 for buildings, when in actuality, there are more bills on top of just the rental fees that
Correct.
So
Ms. Gallagher is referring to.
So the building rental IU fair share comes out to be $295,136. What that is, all the buildings, there is a fee, a rental fee for IU buildings. It's divided up across all the school districts, and our share of that cost comes to $295,136. That's for the combined programs that the IU runs. So they have a number of buildings that they own, and this is our contribution, and it's by regulation that we have to do that. That's
So we're renting, we're somehow part of the
It's-
buildings when our,
we're not, their
I don't
programs.
understand.
Their programs are funded, and
Right.
part of their funding is building rental costs. They divide it across the programs and they divide it across the school districts. This is our fee for the IU programs, a part of the fee for the IU programs. Dr. Scott, I'm probably missing some of the points on that, but the fee is for the IU building rentals, and they simply calculate, here's what we pay for our buildings, and then the school districts pay for it. That's the way the IUs are funded.
Do we know if all the school districts have paid the same amount, or?
No.
No, they don't all pay the same amount. No, they do not.
So it's divided up.
Okay.
It's
Our
divided.
representative might know.
Yeah. So it's divided up by student enrollment.
Correct.
And there could be an aid ratio
Right.
piece, as in the need of the school district. I know in some of their calculations, our aid ratio impacts substantially what we pay. I'm not sure if that's if we're impacted on the rental cost because of our aid ratio, but it's generally based on the number of students that we have in our district.
Be interesting to find out.
We can find that out.
Okay, I think that, the other thing is, I was just asking about Constellation Energy. That I believe we went into these contracts to make our buildings more, in other words, instead of having PICO, we do have PICO, but I mean Constellation, is that making our buildings?
Energy efficient, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, right, thank you, sorry, Sheree.
Is it one of the companies that do the energy efficiency
Yeah. Is
for
it making our
educational
buildings more
institutions?
energy efficient?
Good, Mr. Harry.
Mr. Harry.
You will work
So we're thankful for the opportunity for Mr. Young to have a presentation before he retires. We are slightly concerned of the weather. I'm a little surprised the students didn't offer that up and decide to stay because of the potential for weather tomorrow. But we will not be doing a late arrival announced tonight. I can guarantee that. Other school districts are, but we will hold off for now. So, Mr. Young, the question was.
Constellation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Constellation and Direct
Well,
Energy are both secondary
Direct Energy,
suppliers of
okay.
energy for us. It's not a matter of making our equipment more efficient. It's just a matter of reduction of cost, because when we go with a secondary supplier.
Mr. Young,
we're
could you
able to get
talk
a
into the
better
mic,
rate for
please?
the energy we use, both natural gas and electricity.
Can you speak into
The mic.
I'm sorry.
You already finished.
Anyway.
You don't forget already.
Yeah, the Constellation and Direct Energy, they're both secondary suppliers for natural gas and electricity. And what we do, we utilize them because they provide us with a better rate. So we work in conjunction with PECO. PECO is the kind of like the driving force there, and then these other two companies, Constellation and Direct Energy, they provide us with the actual power, the electrical power, and the natural gas to run our buildings, and they do it at a better rate than PECO is able to do. So we constantly are monitoring those rates and see who's providing for the best, gives us the best option to do that, and that's why we utilize those two companies.
Thank you.
Sure.
Being on the Finance Committee, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. We're now going to make a motion on the bill. On the bills, yes. Do I have a motion to approve bill for payment in the amount of $5,604,418.50? So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're going to, also, on the new business items. Under the business items, there's one that I would like to read out. It's approve the nomination of Cherie Monroe to serve as a member of the Delaware County Intermediate Unit Board of Directors for a term commencing July 1, 2019, and ending June 30, 2022. Are there any questions on new business items 1 and 2? Are there any questions on education 1 through 4?
Are we going to change the date on the calendar on 4?
It's already in an attachment, Dorothy.
So in the attachment, the action item for the approved revised school calendar, 2018-2019 school year, the change is that March 15th no longer will be a teacher in service day. It will be a regular school day. The last teacher day will be June 12th, I believe, 13th.
13th?
June 13th, which is one day later in the school calendar. But students will still end on June 11th.
Thank you. Are there any questions on finance items 1 through 6? Are there any questions on human resource items 1 through 14? There are no policy items and there's no property items. Are there any comments from the public regarding agenda items? Hearing none? Now we're going to do the voting. Do I have a motion to approve new business items 1 and 2? So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve education item 1 through 4?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve finance items 1 through 6?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve human resource items 1 through 14?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Madam President,
Yes.
I have 2 retirements I would like for us to acknowledge. Can I do so at this time?
Yes, ma'am, you can, Miss Irons.
Hello, everyone. We have 2 retirements. The first is Mr. Harry Young, Director of Building and Grounds, with a total years of service is 19 years of service. And Mr. Harry, can you come to the front? Because I need to say something to you. Oh, no, I just want to say something. Okay. So, let me tell you how the conversation went. My partner over here, Cynthia, we're on the grounds committee, and we found out Mr. Harry was retiring. She called me up. She said, "Girl, did you hear Mr. Harry's retiring?" I said, "Yeah." And we were so sad because when we came on the board together, and you accepted us on your committee, and we all know how if the rust is on the boiler, it shouldn't be. LCD lighting. We know you've been on the roof, and I see you on the roof in your church shoes, because I never see you wear sneakers. And you took your time with us. You explained everything to us in the meeting, and we are so going to miss you. We really are, and I appreciate you taking time with us too, and explaining everything to us. And we are so going to miss you. That's all I want to say. I can't say it enough, and I thank you for your years of service, and we're going to miss you. We really are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I just want to make sure that I said that to you. Oh, don't move.
On behalf of the Southeast Delco School Board, I would like to present to you this small token of appreciation and how we feel about you.
Thank you so much.
I haven't known, we call him Harry, that long, only for the few years that I've been on the board. And really in the past years, we've really gotten more involved with one another. But Harry has always been so knowledgeable. Any question that we asked, he always had the answer right then and there. It wasn't something that he had to look up or come back and give us additional information. As far as I'm concerned with the Southeast Delco District, he has been an asset. And we're going to miss him.
We are.
In the position as administrator, but also as our friend. And I wish you, Harry, all the luck in the world and Godspeed.
Yay, Mr. Harry.
And come back to see us sometime.
Thank you.
Our second retirement is Miss Holly Ciderone, elementary classroom teacher, 33 years of service. And just let me say a little bit about Miss Ciderone. Me being a parent in the district, my daughter 12 years ago, was it 12? It was 12 years ago. Yeah, okay, 12 years ago, had Miss Ciderone as a kindergarten teacher. And I asked Dr. Butts because it was the last year that we had half-day kindergarten. And the amount of things that Miss Ciderone taught my daughter in a half a school day for kindergarten was remarkable, over and beyond. Different language, taught them how to cook, and this is in kindergarten. And I just want to say, if your child was taught by Holly Ciderone, your child was blessed. And all our teachers are great, but I'm just kind of partial because she taught my daughter. And they don't get any better than Holly Ciderone. So can you please let her know that that we're thinking of her, and happy retirement. Yes, she is. She is. She's an asset. And Madam President, that's all the retirements we have.
Thank you, Mrs. Irons. Dr. Wilson, do you have a report on Delaware County Community College?
Nothing new to report at this time.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Ms. Irons, do you have a report on the DCI Intermediate Unit?
That would be Monroe. What did I say? We do look alike a little bit.
Ms. Monroe.
At this time, Madam President, All board members received their information in their communications. I believe that Ms. Forbes will have the information that was shared with DCIU.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe. Ms. Forbes, do you have a report on PSBA Legislative Council?
I do. Thank you, Madam President. Hey, one of the major things that's going on right now is Senate Bill 34. Senate Bill 34 is something that we need to put together a resolution for. Senate Bill 34 will allow school districts not to pay for cyber charter schools if we have an equivalent program. Okay. Which we do. We do have a cyber charter program here with Southeast Elko School District. Also, on February the 2nd, some school board members attended the PA Works Conference, and we put together, we sat together with other board members from throughout Delaware County, and we came up with different ways in which we can solicit support from our legislators. And it was a great work session where we came up with some wonderful ideas. And one of the things that you as a community could do is just write a postcard and go on the PA Works website and show your support for public education. Another thing is that on May 17th, the legislative breakfast will be held at the DCIU, and Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon will be one of the guests at that particular conference this year. And at this time, I think that's it for us. Was that all? Was there anything else that you may have thought that I was going to say? Oh, the Advocacy Day is April the
So there's
20.
There's two. If you have your calendar open, it's the last Monday in April, the Advocacy Day. So that's April 29th. PSBA, Pennsylvania School Board Association, Pennsylvania Association of School Administrators, and Principals Association will all be in Harrisburg together, advocating for adequate school funding. So that's one advocacy day. On the second Wednesday in March, which I believe is March 13th. Thank you. I was hoping if I paused just a moment, somebody would tell me. March 13th, there is another advocacy day that happens to be the first week that the legislators go back into session. And the intention of PA School Works, which if you look at our podium and also right behind me, there is a banner sort of that says PA School Works. That organization is doing an advocacy day with people from across the state. Anybody from here that's interested in going, let me know. There's a couple organizations from this area likely will be wanting larger groups to go and potentially providing transportation. So that is also one of the events. I assume there will be other events as we get closer to the budget end, which would be the end of June, when hopefully we'll have a approved local budget and also state budget.
Right, so I wanted to give a little bit more information on Senate Bill 34. I would like you to know which ones of our local Congress and which one of our local representatives are supporting it. So at this time, Senator Kearney and Senator Kearney is supporting it, and they're urging us to contact Senator Leach, Killian, and Senator Anthony Hardy Williams in order to get their support for it. The House version of it is House Bill 526, and that's the same thing to eliminate the school district's responsibility to pay to cyber charter schools if we also provide an equivalent program. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Forbes. Ms. Irons, do you have a report on the Parent-Student Advisory Committee?
Madam President, we didn't have a meeting last month. Our next meeting will be this month, March the 13th at 6 p.m. Collingdale Community Center. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Irons. Mr. Robert George, do you have a solicitor's report?
No report, Madam Secretary. President, sorry. I just demoted you.
That's okay, I've been messing up tonight. Dr. Books, is there any administrative updates?
Yes, a couple of items. And I do want to recognize that as part of the agenda, we did approve the employment of a building administrator. And if Mr. Scott Ovington is here, I believe he is, if he would come to the mic. And we recognize the retirement of Mr. Harry Young. Mr. Ovington would be the person that we just named as the new Director of Building and Grounds, starting sometime next month.
March 25th.
So if you could introduce yourself briefly to the board.
Certainly. My name's Scott Ovington. I bring 31 plus years of service in the Facilities and Operations Department to Southeast Delco. I look forward to be part of the team. I appreciate the opportunity. I said I wasn't going to use the word opportunity to Mr. Harris, but it's just the way it goes. Opportunity is the right word. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. I look forward to working with all of you. And I think I'm hoping to have the same relationship that you guys had with Harry. I have patience. I'm good. And I can take phone calls at all times. That's what we do. We've been in the business a long time. We answer the phone. All right? But I said to Mr. Wilson I wasn't going to use that. And I did. Opportunity is a funny word.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
And
Thank you.
I'm sure Mr. Young would love some help tomorrow morning. He was really excited. He was extremely excited that Monday he thought would be the bigger storm.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have to be waking up early. I may forget that he is no longer our employee on Monday and accidentally call him Monday morning. I am hoping that tomorrow morning, snow-wise, we're okay.
Me too.
But thank you very much.
you.
We do appreciate.
Me too. I've worked tomorrow as well, and we're worried about it.
So.
But I talked to Mr. Young, and something ironic is his first day here, it snowed. His last day here, it may snow.
It may.
Kind of cool, right?
So.
All right. That's all I got.
interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Ovington.
Two other items I have to acknowledge. We did have an executive session prior to, after the committee of the whole meeting last week on Thursday. The executive session discussed personnel items, negotiation, and an upcoming board retreat. The board retreat took place on Saturday, this past Saturday, which I believe was February 23rd. And the board spent some of their volunteer time on Saturday with about 6-7 hours of discussions with two representatives from Pennsylvania School Board Association. I do appreciate the board for their time and dedication to come out on Saturday. And we will have to have some additional time to discuss a number of things. But I do appreciate that time. And the third executive session that we had was right prior to this meeting. We did discuss some personnel items prior to this meeting, and that was the critical piece. So thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Boots. Announcements for future meetings of the board. Committee of the Whole will be Thursday, March the 21st, 2019 at 6 p.m. Board business meeting will be Thursday, March the 28th, 2019 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?